So people are, you know,
And that's why people, when they start getting into that rut, it's like their jobs don't go well, their home life doesn't go well, their friends don't go
but
well.
they think it's
Well, they
it
start thinking like, "Woe is
they
me,"
think it's those circumstances would, but
Yeah,
they're only a reflection of yourself.
yeah,
And that's fucking amazing. And that's, you know, let's say, you see, I don't like to prove things from like physical standpoint. My body, I don't give a shit how big my fucking belly is gonna grow. I don't care. I can grow fucking 3 asses. It's like maybe I'll be hot, you know. No, it's like obviously it doesn't really matter. Your physical, I think your physical body is a reflection of the truth you in a way. It's not like really like, oh, you have a six pack, you know, you have a crispy mind. No, it's not truth. But if there's some not imperfection, because I don't want to fucking judge somebody because he has some love handles or whatever. It's like, you know, if you feel good in your skin, or maybe this way,
yeah,
then you feel good up there.
yeah,
And it has to be the truth,
yeah.
you know.
And you can tell people that maybe they're not perfect bodies, but they look good. You know, those are the people that are bigger, that are attractive. That
Yeah, exactly. They're like magnets more in a way, you know. And
because
maybe, you
it's like
know,
you said, because
maybe
I think
those
they're
things
happy with
are,
themselves.
let's say like ego driven in a way. Maybe they fucking are. But you know, I think we sometimes we need a little bit of that part, because as long as you have some type of like motivation, which is coming from, I think that's freaking important, you know.
Well, so that's a different angle to take, though. Too is
How you can motivate yourself from not ego standpoint. Can you do that?
no, it's just like putting your body up in the top 5 things that are most important, not necessarily number one.
Yeah. Mine is like a
Because
top
to a lot of
six,
people,
if there's any of them.
it's not number one. But they still take care of themselves, or they're doing
Yeah.
activities
It's
or
like
something.
yeah. It's if you put in the topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like as long as in this 5 priorities, of course, there's consequences when you're number 4, number 5,
Sure.
or number
Yeah,
3.
you're not gonna have your 6-pack abs if it's
Yeah,
number
let's
5 on
say
the
yeah,
list.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
number 2, depending on what number 1 is, maybe you have
But
time
then
to do it.
when it's number 1, then you might put some sacrifices from your life. What is gonna? It's like, what the fuck, you know? I'm like, is that is that what it takes?
Well,
You know,
that's
you
why.
put all the priorities in place, and you have a great job. You see, oh, you're doing this, and that, and then let's say your time and whatever effort in your mind doesn't enable you have the 6-pack. So I think you're supposed to accept the things that you you will have to price. The price will be you can do the job what you're doing in order to have what you're willing to have in a way. And I think every transformation, every look, every job, everything what you're doing, it has a price. Don't you think? Like everything has a
Yeah,
price.
yeah. But I also have always believed that it's kind of like cyclical. It's like whatever makes it to number 1. It's if there's 10 things that are important in your life, whatever is number 10 is the thing that makes you most unhappy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh God, I gotta find a girlfriend, something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you find a girlfriend and you're ecstatic, and all of a sudden it's just
And
like,
then, but there's next one on the bottom.
yeah, it's like, oh shoot, I don't make enough money. Okay, so
It's
I
like,
fix that. No, I don't have.
you go like the clown, you know.
Yeah.
It's like in a way, and
But
you're
I believe
rotating.
that. I believe
Yeah.
that there is some truth to that. And
But
like with me, I know that I focused on work for a long, long, long time. It's just like work is all that matters. Work and making money, and like my social life just is still is kind of like crap. It's not very good because I put all this other stuff up above it. It's like, well, if I don't, make money and if I don't do this, no one's going to look after me. I certainly don't have friends.
So your priorities fucking took over, and there's consequences of the
and it kind of creates its own reality, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, don't you fucking think we are pretty damn complicated creatures?
Mm-hmm. But it's the same like with you too. This is what I said to you a long time ago. I think it's hard for you to be in this store and do what you're doing. If you were in my shoes, where you go into 3 meetings in the morning, you have a half hour for lunch,
I would
and then
just
you
be
have 6 hours of meetings in the afternoon where you don't eat, you forget to drink water, nothing happens. Then you have to go do this, and then by 8 o'clock you're starving because you haven't eaten all day,
yeah.
And
Because for you, the food is survival part. You gotta eat to function.
Yeah.
And if you think like that, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because you're missing the point in a way. Because there's a lot of things, combined together. But that's the.
But I think a lot of people live that way, especially Americans. We weren't taught to eat a lot. We were taught to eat three times a day.
Yeah.
That's
Breakfast, and it's such a weird times. Breakfast, lunch, close to each other's. Nothing slow down metabolism as much as you can. Fucking eat the big dinner.
Yeah.
Just like bombed. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and in the Midwest where I grew up, it was you didn't ever eat until the sun went down, because you're out farming. If the sun's up, you're out working, and when the sun goes down, that's when you have your dinner, and
that's how you become a fucking monster.
And that's why most of the guys out there,
yeah.
They eat this huge steak dinner because they haven't eaten all day long,
yeah.
and then they go to bed.
Obviously, it's like, you can't eat that much in the evening. Obviously, I gotta eat because I'm fucking hungry. I'm starving, and that's the whole case. It's like, what the fuck? Why don't we just figure out the easiest, but there's no easy yet. I think everybody has their individual niche. I do not really think everybody can go in the same circle streams. You can't, because we all different. We all the same. Like we in the bottom subconscious mind, we all connected, but we're still all different. Individually, we're different because I get attracted with that type of girl. You get attracted with that one. You see, that's already a proof of you're still getting the same thing, which is love on the end, because that's only the illusion part, which is
But
the
society
look
too, I think, plays a big part, because you think about, I don't know what it's like in Poland, but like in Spain, where they don't go out to eat until late at night.
Yeah.
They're not fat.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
The siesta makes them fucking fat, in a way, So I've been there a few months, and I'm just like, there's a lot of people from Spain, which are, when they get older, they explode.
Kind of like Italians.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're young
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at it's like, whoa, what is that crap? It's like, and then later on, just like, shit just falling. Like 2 years later, it's the person's like, is that you or somebody else? That's how quick it is. Because people are like, I know a girl, like she's like 30 years old. Fuck, she was like smoking, like 28. She came up to the store, said with like they adopt a baby, and I asked her, it's like, did you have a baby? I was like, yeah, that might things got a wee explanation, for why would you get out? No, they adopt a baby, but she kind of get married now. She looks, it's like, is that fucking? I was like, yeah, remember me? I was like, it's like, yeah, you have 2 fucking asses right now, and oh my god, that was bad. That was bad. But it's not for me to judge. It's like, if she feels great about herself, I think it's
So this spring,
the way to go for it.
I hate to say this, but it's going to be 30 years since I graduated high school. So I could go home for my 30th reunion.
That's cool.
And I'm thinking about doing it. I've been to one, and that's it. And nobody in town ever hardly recognizes who I am. But I think it'd be kind of cool to go home, be 47 years old.
Yeah.
And walk back into town and go, you are all a bunch of old fat fucks.
But batch of them they turn into,
they're just like just beat up farmers that are like, half of them are drunks, half of them are poor. I mean,
you see, it's like this. It's not to be judgmental, but still, I don't want to be surrounded with that kind of shit.
For me, being I think back and how what an inferiority complex I had during high school. And I was always trying. I was thin and skinny, and younger I was fat, and then I was skinny, and now I just look at these guys and it's just like,
look at this. Now my ego is gonna rule the town.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch is gonna go with a ego with. Whoosh, whoosh.
And like, it's just because you're gay. Just because you live in this big city.
Yeah, just the big city makes you, and you have to keep up with the Joneses, in the whole way. It's freaking crazy.
I need protein.
But that's the way it goes.